Hey, Janie.
Amanda, how do you feel at the end of that match? How do you think the Proteas did?
I think the SPAR Proteas put up a good performance tonight. We set goals for ourselves as a team to get to a certain score each quarter, and we managed to get that at sometimes. I think we made a couple of unforced errors and small mistakes that we have to work on before tomorrow night, because that would make a huge difference on the scoreboard for us, and that would give us more ball into the attacking circle as well.
What sort of unforced errors?
I think a few missed catches, dropped balls, loose balls, stepping errors, just ball placement at times. Yeah, a few small things that we have to work on.
Were you surprised when they came back towards the end of the first quarter? They were catching up?
I think the Ireland team is like little Jack Russells. They just never give up, and they always come back to bite you in the ankle. And it's important not to drop or to let them go. And you have to be on defense on them the whole time, because they just keep on going.
ELIZE, how do you feel?
I'm extremely happy tonight for the not only for the performance, but the fact that the whole team had a cap tonight and that we can play our bench. It's a fortunate position for any coach to have a plan B, that you know that if there's an injury or if one is not on its game tonight, that you can actually make a substitute.
No, I understand Zanelli is not well.
Yeah, Zan at the moment is battling with a bit of flu. It started yesterday, and I actually took a bit of a chance to start with Zan. But I think it's not how you begin, it's how you end. And then she had a fantastic fourth quarter.
She
did. But at the moment, Zani is battling with a bit of flu. But she'll be ready for the next test, definitely.
And are you going to make any changes for tomorrow?
I think it's important not to be too predictable, because obviously everybody will expect that you'll start with the same lineup maybe that you started today. And I think it's time that maybe we have a few surprises that I think nobody knew that can happen in the Protea side with the versatility of the players. And I think it's time to start throwing that bit of surprise on certain positions.
Do you think you could do that? Sorry, Jane, but do you think you can do that because you're playing a team like Northern Ireland, where they come with a whole different style, so it gives you a chance to also...
We actually wanted to start with a total different lineup, but it's quite a risk, especially in the first test. If you don't know what is their strengths and how did they improve and what is their physical abilities. So at the moment we've got a good idea of what they're capable of. I do believe that they can play better than that. South Africa tonight, their defense was again very, very good. But I think definitely there can be more creativity on attack, and we need that. So let's see, we have something tomorrow evening that we maybe will try out, but tonight we wanted to stay with a team that proved themselves in the final test in Jamaica, and that is and it worked. But the others also took court, and what was great is that we didn't lose rhythm or there was a loss of tempo or something. It just carried on.
What do you think is the difference between the two teams?
Northern Ireland is a very small country. I don't think, first of all, they have so many players to choose from as we have. But we also, also in a building phase. I have this team now for a year and 6 months, on and off. And I think with the consistency with the core players that will stay the same until next World Cup. I mean, some of them will have a second World Cup, and some of them will even have a third World Cup, and what a fantastic experience to take along. But I think definitely the physicality of South Africa, We are physical. I think the team was stronger and we were taller on most of the positions, and it makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Joe suggested that the Irish team lacks a lot of experience, whereas the South African team.
No, I just think what we did tonight is we countered the attack. They have a way of cutting the defenders, and we worked very hard on so that they can't cut easily and get the ball. We've worked at it. We've trained that. And we know exactly their movement. And with defense, I mean, with every move, there is a counter move. You just have to do your analyzing well to get to the right answers. And I think they've done it very well. And also important that you also depend on the team's response on your instructions. And I was very strict tonight with them and said to them, guys, you stick to what we've decided to. Don't go on your own mission. And that was good. I think that most of the time they did that.
I also think that one thing nobody's mentioned is that we definitely saw was anticipation. Your players have incredible anticipation.
Yeah, and that only gets better with experience. I mean, if you think you can put a ball through to very physical Jamaican defenders and you succeeded, it obviously gives you more guts and to experiment more with your speed and your power. And I think they're all very much intact with their bodies. I still do believe South Africa is 30-40% away from what they can be.